Hi everyone, it's Nicole. Welcome back to my channel and another STAMPtember exclusive. It is Tim Holtz Day, that's right. This is so exciting. There are 6 products for you today. I am using an assortment of them to create some super fun Christmas themed cards, and I can't wait to show them to you. So here is a look at Tim's products. We have got festive sentiments, we have our festive watercolor, we've got some festive tags. You guys know I'm here for all the tags. I had to, of course, make tags. And we have festive words. This assortment of products is incredible. You can see that they're clear stamps. There's coordinating dies for everything. You are going to want to grab this set. It is amazing. I am starting with some Neenah Desert Storm cardstock and some of my favorite colors of Distress Oxide ink, stamping those flowers and leaves and all of the things on the Neenah Desert Storm cardstock. I wanted very rustic-y type of tags today. And I'm starting with the things going on the tags. You guys know I generally start with the base. I didn't today. And that is, sometimes I need to think about it a little bit. Sometimes I need to sit with it. I need to let it marinate. I need to think, how am I going to do, you guys know me. I'm not great at leaving a background plain. I usually like to do something to it. And so I was really kind of contemplating my options while I was stamping all of these. I did know, and I had die cut off camera, I had die cut 3 of the 4 festive tag shapes, and I had those laid out on my desk. I knew I was making 3 tags, so whatever I do, I'm doing the same for all. I need 3 sets of flowers. I need 3 sets of every bit of greenery. I need 3 sets of every branch, berry, all of the things. So I went ahead and did all of my work for this. That is quite a lot of stamping, but it doesn't really take that long. I went very traditional with my colors. You could definitely mix this up, go more modern. You could, I think even white on, like white pigment ink on the craft cardstock would look amazing. There are a lot of really fun things you can do with this. With the size of these watercolor images, the festive watercolor, I think that they're really going to take up I use the larger of the 2 flowers, and I think it's really going to take up the majority of the tag. So my idea for this was to take my floral, pop it in the middle of the tag, and then build out with all of my greenery and my sprigs and the branches and all of the things. You know, really make a full floral display, if you will, or floral arrangement, if you will. That was kind of my thought process behind this design. So you can see for some of the images, like this little berry branch, I actually inked it up with the brown, and then I'm tapping on the ink color with my blending brush so I can get 2-tone. I'm using a couple of different shades of green. I used Rustic Wilderness and Forest Moss so that I would have a variety of green shades in my floral arrangements. And once we have all of these stamped, we're going to die cut all of the images. And I'm going to then take the coordinating dies, not tabbed. I know you guys are so excited about that like I am. And die cut all of them. I'm going to place them in little piles next to the tags so that I am ready to put them together. Then I'm going to take some black cardstock, prep it really good with a powder tool, and we're going to take sentiments from the Festive Sentiments stamp set, and I'm going to build 3 different sentiments for my tags. Did I stamp the wrong word twice? I sure did. I don't know what I was thinking, but I accidentally stamped, I can't remember what I stamped twice. Christmas. I needed to stamp the word Merry twice. I stamped Christmas twice. I did fix that. Spoiler alert, I did fix it. Because I went to put my tags together. That was the last thing I added to my tags. And I was like, girl, that does not make sense. So anywho, I will fix that. But I love the bright white sentiment against the black cardstock. I love the font. I love the size. These sentiments are amazing. You guys are going to absolutely love these. Like, I love these, perfect for all of our cards, our tags, our art journaling, scrapbooking, all of the things. Look at how close the die cuts the words. Nice and tight, which is going to not give us a huge border around each of the dies. And that's going to really make our festive watercolors shine. So remember I said I was contemplating, what do I want to do for the background? Well, I ended up pulling out one of my favorite grungy text Tim Holtz stamp sets. And I'm going to just take an acrylic block, and I'm going to take white pigment ink, and we're going to, you guessed it, add text background to our tags. I tend to go for very comfortable design elements when all else fails, because you know what? Sometimes it's just the right thing. It's very subtle, and I think it's going to look amazing. Now, I do have 2 die cuts per tag. That's because I'm going to place them back to back. The solid tag is going to go on the back. That is a great place to handwrite the recipient's name, maybe a little message if you want to. So that's going to remain solid. I'm popping up each of the poinsettias right in the middle of our tag using 1 foam adhesive square. Only 1. Normally, I know, you guys know me, I love my foam adhesive, but in this case, I want to be able to allow room to tuck my greenery underneath. I'm gluing down the greenery, I'm not popping this up. So I want to be able to build my floral arrangements. Using tweezers really helps keep my fingers out of the way as well. I'm doing the same thing for each of the tags. That way I can be sure that I'm not missing a single element. Now, obviously, if you want to mix them up, you could totally do that. There is nothing at all wrong with that. I just love creating groups of tags. I could totally, these match my whole vibe. They match my wrapping paper. I could see making a ton of these for gifts. I could see making a whole bunch of these to put in cute little display boxes, maybe out on your table as you are wrapping presents, and you can just pull from them. So much fun. Maybe you have a get together with your friends, your family, your older kiddos, and you got, sit and stamp tags and die cut and put them together, and you have beautiful tags for the year. Or make up a whole bunch of Christmas cards. I know I made mine on tags, but this same design element would work beautifully on Christmas cards. So have fun with it. Play with these beautiful florals in the classic Tim Holtz style. I love these. They very much are reminiscent of one of my favorite Sizzix die collections from Tim Holtz from a couple of years ago, I think, at least. I love them. Okay, we're going to put our tags in our spatter box now, and I'm going to take the white splatter from Simon Says Stamp, and we are going to spatter up and distress up our tags. Now remember, I did stamp everything with Distress Oxide ink. It may react with the liquid product a little bit. Luckily, this is not going to run like a lot, but it may lighten the areas, which is what I wanted. I'm not looking to have my ink run and be messy. Next, you guessed it, I'm going to take some beautiful opaque Distress Grit Paste, and we're going to add snow to our images. Now, unlike when I apply this to die cut images, because I'm placing this white product on top of a Distress Oxide inked images, it may pick up a little bit of the color underneath. That did not bother me at all. If you don't like that, my suggestion is to, after you have stamped your image with the Distress Oxide ink, or maybe you just forego that and use a dye ink. But if you use an Oxide ink, stamp over the image again with your stamp positioner tool using like Versamark or clear embossing ink, and then go ahead and emboss with clear embossing ink or powder, pardon me, on top of that. And that'll seal in your ink color. And then you can apply the grit paste without the worry that it'll pick up the color. I will tell you that I put on the first layer and then I let it completely dry. It didn't take very long at all to dry. And then I actually went back and if I saw any like bleed through is what I'm going to call it, I added a little bit extra and kind of sealed that in. And then I didn't think it looked quite as smeared, if that makes sense. But I love, love, love the grit paste as a snowy flocked effect. And I think it adds amazing texture and interest to these tags. Okay, we only have a couple of things left to do for our tags, and that includes finishing details. You guys know I'm all about the finishing details. We've stamped, we've got our tag bases, we've assembled our floral arrangements, we've added some distressing, we've added the flocking. Well, now we need to add the hole reinforcers. And yes, the festive tags come with different hole reinforcers. For the two tags that have a straight edge up at the top, we are going to use the hole reinforcer that has the little straight edge up at the top. For the tag with the circular opening, we're actually going to use the round hole reinforcer. Make sure if you are like me and you want the back of your tag to look just like the front, you die cut two of these because you want the back to match. Then we're going to place foam adhesive on those greetings that we stamped and embossed on the black cardstock, and we are popping those up right in the center of our floral. Look at how that instantly transforms the tag. It elevates it. The black ties into the reinforcer. Everything about this is absolutely beautiful. We're going to glue our tags back to back, so that cleans up the back of our tag beautifully as well. It gives it a nice substantial effect, but we are not quite done. Oh no, we aren't. You know what I love to add to the top of my tags, don't you? I'm sure you guys are guessing. They need bows. Of course they need bows. We're going to take some beautiful red May Arts ribbon, my favorite bow making tool, and we are going to tie bows that we can then glue to the top of our tags to finish these off. I always love a little bow embellishment, if you will. I also love gemstones. So we're going to take some of these clear gemstones, actually opal gemstones, pardon me, and I'm going to add a scattering of these to each tag. These tags are so pretty that these could actually hang on a tree themselves or be put into a display, even if you don't use them for packages. I don't know about you guys, but I could make tags all holiday season long. I love them. Make sure you have an embellishment wand if you don't already, because it makes adding anything like these wonderful little gemstones a breeze. Also, the reverse tweezers, don't mind my reverse tweezers that had an accident and lost part of them. They still work great. Having those on hand to help clamp things that you're gluing together is so helpful. It's a third, fourth, fifth pair of hands, depending on how many tweezers you have, and it holds everything nice and secure. So bows and bow tool. I'm going to do the 1.5 size bow using Chantal's 141 design bow tool, just wrapping it around, doing a single loop bow. You can do double loop, triple loop, all the different sizes of bows. They are so awesome. Once I have the bow made, I am going to take the ends of my ribbon. I'm going to fold them in place, or fold them in half, pardon me, notch the ends, and glue, and then use my reverse tweezers to clamp and hold in place, just like so. Look at how that instantly elevates these tags even more. I love this. We're going to do this for each of the tags. The final finishing touch for today's tags is going to be a little bit of black and white baker's twine from Simon Says Stamp. We're going to take a little length of the baker's twine and thread it through the top of each tag. It goes with the tags. It's the great way to hang the tags on a tree, to hang them off of a package, all of the things. It matches perfectly. It comes on a super cute little spool and works for all of your crafting needs. We're going to do this for the remaining 2 tags, and that is going to be it. Thank you guys so much for joining me today for this set of 3 festive tags using Tim Holtz STAMPtember 2025 release products. The supplies I used to create these tags are listed and linked below the video here on YouTube. Thanks for watching! Thank you so much for joining me today for another paper crafting tutorial. I love being able to share with this incredible community of crafters. I want to give a huge shout out and special thank you to my amazing Patreon members. If you're interested in joining Patreon, please click the link in the description underneath the video here on YouTube. Patreon is a private community where you can support more of what I do. There is exclusive content, information, and behind-the-scenes content. Top-tier members will receive a handmade birthday card during your birthday month, access to D-Stash, and monthly exclusive lives, plus so much more. We would love to have you join our growing community.